Hello students, welcome back to the accountancy session. Hope you all are fine and safe at home. Today we are going to deal with the third chapter in accountancy, recording of transactions, phase 1. In this chapter we will discuss the details of each step involved in the accounting process. We have already discussed about the accounting process in our previous classes. It is nothing but identifying and classifying the business transactions and then recording it for the purpose of analysis and interpretation. The first step involves identifying the transactions to be recorded and preparing the source documents, which are in turn recorded in the basic book of original entry called journal and are then posted to individual accounts in the principal book called ledger. Here you can see a flow chart which explains about the accounting process. The first step in accounting process is identification of the economic events. The next step is classifying the business transactions or the economic events. Then these economic events or the business transactions are measured in terms of money. The next step is the business transactions or the economic events which are measured in terms of money are recorded. And the final step is analysis and interpretation of the economic events or the business transactions. Today we are going to discuss about the source document, which is the first recorded document. In a business transaction, the source document is the first recorded document for the transaction. In this document, all the important details like date, amount, party's name involved and the nature of the account is reported. Only from the source document, all the entries in other books are recorded. What is a source document? It is a written document which provides evidence of the transactions. Source document is the first evidence of a transaction which takes place. Cash memo, bill or invoice, receipt, pay-in slip, checks, debit note, credit note are some of the examples of source documents. First, let us discuss about invoice or bill. An invoice or a bill is prepared by seller at the time of sale of goods on credit. It contains details such as the goods sold, the party to whom goods are sold, sales amount, date, etc. Next comes cash memo. It is prepared by the seller at the time of sale of goods on cash. It contains details such as goods sold, quantity, amount received, date, etc. In simple words, invoice is for credit sales and cash memo is for cash sales. The next source document which we are going to discuss is pay-in slip. When we deposit cash or check in bank, we need to fill the pay-in slip, which will have a counterfoil in which the authorized person of the bank will sign and return the same to the depositor as an evidence for deposit. Later only it will be reflected in our passbook. When you go to a bank, you can have a look at the pay slip. It is the first document evidence for your deposit, which is a good example for source document. Next comes the receipt. It is used when a customer gives cash to the business firm. It is an acknowledgement of payment or cash received by the firm. Next comes check. A check is an order in writing drawn upon a specified banker and payable on demand. If a check is issued, the bearer of the check can present it in the bank and demand the amount mentioned in it, which is payable by the banker. Next comes debit note. It is prepared when a buyer returned goods to seller or when purchase return transaction is entered in the books of accounts. It is prepared by the buyer of the goods. Credit note is just the opposite of debit note. It is prepared when a seller received goods from buyer or when sales return transaction is entered in the books of accounts. It is prepared by the seller of the goods. Voucher is a very important source document. What is a voucher? A voucher is a document evidencing a business transaction. Recording in books of accounts are done on the basis of voucher. It is an accounting evidence of a business transaction. Let us look at the classification of accounting vouchers. There are two types of vouchers, cash vouchers and non-cash vouchers. As the name indicates, cash vouchers are used when there is a transaction based on cash, and non-cash vouchers are used when cash is not involved. During a credit purchase or sales, non-cash voucher is used. Cash voucher is further classified as debit vouchers and credit vouchers. Debit vouchers are used to show cash payment and credit vouchers are used to show cash receipt. Transfer voucher is used to show transactions not involving cash. Cash voucher is prepared to record all the transactions which involve cash either in the form of receipt or payment. Thus, cash voucher is further classified into debit voucher and credit voucher. Now, let us have a look at the format of credit voucher. You can see the name of the firm printed on top of it. Voucher number will be entered. Date also will be entered at the time of issue, and you will be debiting the person from whom the cash is received, as credit voucher is prepared at the time of cash receipt. The amount will be mentioned and the signature of the authorized person will be there. Transfer voucher or non-cash voucher is prepared in those transactions which do not involve cash. Example, credit sales, credit purchases. Here we can have a look at the transfer voucher. You can see both debit and credit columns. In case of credit sales, you will debit the person to whom we have sold the goods. In case of credit purchase, you will credit the person from whom we have purchased the goods. In both the cases, amount will be mentioned and the signature of the authorized person will be there. Now, let us understand about these source documents in a better way through the illustration problem. Draw the specimen of relevant documents with the help of the following information. Use imaginary names wherever necessary. Rent paid to the landlord for the month of January 2009, rupees 2000. Postal stamps, envelopes, purchased rupees 50. Received a crossed check for rupees 10,000 from Amol Traders, Nashik. Ameya returned goods rupees 200. Returned goods to Sumit rupees 100. Here we can see the receipt given for the payment of rent. So it is mentioned as received with thanks from Mr. Alok Nath. The amount is mentioned and whether it is paid by cash or check is also mentioned. Here is the cash voucher for the purchase of postal stamps and envelopes. This is a check. It's a cross check for rupees 10,000 from Amol Traders, Nashik. This is a credit note. As Ameya has returned the goods purchased, we have credited Ameya for rupees 200, and this is the debit note As we have returned the goods to Sumit, we have debited Sumit for rupees 100. Dear students, hope you understood about source documents. In our next class, we will be discussing about accounting equation and the rules of debit and credit. Thank you, children.